undoubtedly old. I mean, there's no way you can pretend that this is a young woman. You know, it's sort of this annoying thing that people think they're giving you a compliment when they say you look younger than you are, as though we should want to look younger. She looks her age, and she looks, to my mind, absolutely bloody marvellous. You know, you can see the wrinkles, you know, you can see the skin. That's what happens to our skin. I mean, it's happening to mine. You can still look wonderful. Older tennis players, older athletes, older sportsmen and women, those were the words I put in, and waited for the images to come up, and there were none. The moment I put in that word older, what I got were pictures of old people, basically in care homes, kind of slumped in chairs, the kind of negative imagery that was absolutely dominant when you started thinking about aging. But I knew from playing tennis, there were plenty of us in our 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s and beyond, being active and being anything but what those images that I was looking at represented. In a world where we girls and women are constantly policing ourselves as to how we look, do we look feminine enough, do we look kind enough, are we people-pleasing? And suddenly you're seeing these older women who are unself-conscious about facial expressions, also throwing their bodies around with abandon. It was a massive lesson for me, as something I just thought that needed to be documented. Well, I've always been sporty, and when I was a young kid, I loved swimming, and I wanted to swim in the Tokyo Olympics of 1964. That was my goal. So I was quite good in the under-10s, and then I started playing tennis, and I got fixated on tennis because my best friend at school was a tennis player. The standard over here was phenomenal. And although I was kind of a junior county player, I wasn't really up there. But in Greece, I was up there. So I started playing as a Greek because I got dual nationality. Going to Wimbledon and playing at Wimbledon, I can't even begin to describe how wonderful it was, because I went to school in Hammersmith and I lived near Putney Bridge. So after school, right from the age of 12, 13, we used to get the train to Southfields and queue up and get the tickets, the cheap, you get in after 5. So I was used to going and being a fan and just being obsessed with Wimbledon. And suddenly I was going through a player's entrance, I had a badge. Oh gosh, it was amazing. I don't think I could have coped playing in an Instagram world with the kind of body shape that I had. And there's no way I would have coped. I would have felt too vulnerable, too self-conscious, too exposed. What a loss that would have been. Well, wow. I mean, there's this negative imagery about getting older. I had just turned 60. I didn't really think of myself as old. I thought I'm kind of middle-aged. But I love being a beginner. And that was when I thought, oh, maybe I'll take photographs. So I'll be the one to go and take photographs. I've got access to the tennis players, and I was off. That was goodbye academics and hello photography. Yeah. So this is seriously one of my favourite pictures, because I worked so hard to get that shaft of light, and it was in Turin in 2013, so quite early on in my photographic career. There was a shaft of light coming through a hole in the roof, I fixed my camera on the woman who was running in that lane, and I just hoped that I would get her as she came through. Rose Green is 80, and I mean, she is just a phenomenon. This was her in Malaga, year before last. She just became world champion in the 400 meters. And I mean, look at the muscle tone, the muscles, look at the body. I mean, that doesn't just happen. She's 80. So on the wall, that is Linda Oxlade. I love that picture. And I put it above my desk so I can look at it every day, really, and just think why I do what I do and what I love about sport and what it can give us. And yeah, she embodies all of that. And how it just, I mean, age, it doesn't change. Whatever your age is, you can still really love your sport.